Happy New Year! Let's color more Hogwarts Legacy sketches. This is my slithering wizard and some fantastic animals. This is that dreadful paper for painting, so I will be using markers instead. I got my hot chocolate ready. And I'll be starting with this sketch. It's a Destro, one of those skeleton horses from the Harry Potter universe. I don't know if they're based on an existing mythological creature. Anyways, they are cool, so they're always one of my favorite creatures from the Harry Potter universe. I am using all my markers and highlighters for these sketches. One of the things I dislike about markers is how it's almost impossible to create other colors. Like this purple, for example. The Destros are more of a darker purple with some navy blue. It's a color that's easy to mix with gouache or tempera, but for markers you pretty much need to have the actual color as an individual marker. It's just so inconvenient, which is why these are only sketches. I'm not trying to hate on marker art or the people that work with it. You do you. I am just trying to get rid of all of these that I've had lying around for ages. Many of them were presents too, so here we are. I tried to achieve the kind of purple for the animal, but I wasn't successful. I tried adding some grays to darken some of the pastel purple. It's still bizarre, but since they are sketches, I let it go. It can also just be a stylized application of color. It doesn't always have to be realistic color for it to look good, I think. So it doesn't bother me that much. I added some hot pinks in places where the blood vessels would be more visible, like the nostrils and the eyes. I think this helps give a creepy look to the animal. I am using ink to add details and definition. I think the marker sketch looks better if I can define the lines with ink. I also really enjoy inking and adding hatching to create value changes. I added some black ink in the background to help the drawing stand out. It was looking a bit flat with just the marker color in the back. And here is our final sketch. It's okay for a sketch. Again, the color is not perfect, but it is what it is. In this sketch, I drew my slithering character. The feathers around him are supposed to be from a phoenix, so it stays within the theme of fantastic animals. This sketchbook is all about fantastic animals. I started doing the yellow and green with highlighters, since it's the only colors I have. Well, that's not true. I do have them in markers, but I really don't know if there is a difference between highlighters and markers. Normally the highlighters, I use them only for my sketchbook at work, since I can pass them off as just regular office supplies. Oh, and something else I hate about markers is doing the skin tones. I swear this isn't an I hate markers video, but since I am coloring my character, I just have to share my struggle with markers for skin tones. If this was paint, I could just mix a bit of red into a lot of white paint, and I could probably get a nice skin tone for this character. Maybe add a bit of yellow there in some parts, a bit of blue or green for the shadows. But on markers, there's no way you can do that. You just have to have the exact skin color you need as a separate marker. I don't know, maybe there's a master marker artist that can make it work somehow. And as you can see, I worked on the line work with ink. Then I moved on and I added the black parts with ink, but using a brush. It's just faster this way. And here we have the finished sketch. The next sketch is another Thestral, but this time I wanted to paint the pale version one. Many of these sketches I've also been filming for short videos. It allows me to show something else, like a different angle for some of them, or showing the drawing process. Since if I put it in a longer video, maybe it will be too much. Like the video would be too long. But as shorts I can just break them down into little processes. I still think I will put the top view from the long videos as shorts like usual. It's just nice to have something else alongside the top view, I guess. Since this is a pale Thestral, I think it came out much better than the darker one, since I actually have a lot of grays and pinks. It was more fun mixing the colors. I also added a bit of green on some parts. I think it worked in contrast with the pinks, and also adds a bit of a swampy feel to the sketch. I think you find these thestrals mostly near swamps, so I think it fits well. I'm also doing the line work with black ink, although I think that it looked good already with just the markers. I just want to keep them cohesive this way. Although maybe if I had used another color, something other than black to do the line work, I think maybe that would have been more successful. With the value difference between the pale colors and the really dark black, it looks a bit stark in my opinion. And here is the finished sketch. I do like it, and I think it's way more successful than the previous one, even with the stark difference between the ink and the pale colors. This next sketch is also of my slithering wizard. I drew him holding a puffskein or puffskein, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's that furry little creature, you can find them all over the world in the game. Since you can take care of them in the video game, I wanted to draw my character, like holding it and also taking care of it. It's not my favorite animal, but it is kinda cute. I think Ginny Weasley, she had one in the book, but she had like a miniature version. Or maybe this is the miniature version, I'm not sure. Anyway, this one is supposed to be a brown color. I don't have that many brown markers, but I have a lot of grays, so I tried mixing the two to create a sort of brown hue that would fit the little animal. For his robe, I colored it first with some dark gray, like a brownish dark gray. I just used it to get another value for the dark robe, because I didn't want it to be just black, and I know once I start adding the ink, I will eventually color the darkest darks with black, which is what I'm doing at this moment with ink and brush. So here we have the finished sketch, and I think it was also successful. And here we have the final of the sketches. This is my character again, this time with a niffler. This is a really cute creature. I really like it ever since I saw it in the Fantastic Beasts movie. It's also mentioned in the books. I think it was used as a prank by the Weasley twins or maybe Lee Jordan. No, I think it was Lee Jordan who used it, and he got the Weasley twins in trouble in the books because people thought it was the Weasley twins who did the prank, from what I remember. Or did I dream this? Anyway, in the Fantastic Beasts movie with Newt Scamander, he has a niffler that goes around taking a bunch of gold stuff and putting it in its pouch. It's supposed to have a pouch kind of like a little kangaroo. So there's a part in the movie where he just shakes it off to make it give back all the coins and all the gold and the jewels. It looks kind of mean, but it's also really cute. So I wanted my character to do the same thing, like grabbing the little niffler and shaking it off to make it give back all the coins it's stolen. So that's where the idea for the pose came from. As for the color of the niffler, I don't have that color in my markers. It's kind of like a navy blue with some purple on it. So I tried adding this purple highlighter color all over it, and I wanted to use this dark blue that I had to kind of blend them in, but I couldn't do it. It was too stark, like the difference was too big between the purple and the navy blue, so I just left it as like line work. I just didn't have any middle value to mix the two. This time I also gave my character a green robe. It's one of the things I like about the game is that it has so many different good outfits. So this whole green robe, I really liked it and I wanted to draw it as well. It's just fun that there's different types of uniforms for your character. Here we have the finished sketch. It turned out really cute, I think, and this is another one that I really like. And here we have all of the sketches together. I guess the only one I don't like that much is that first Thestral sketch. The other ones I'm very happy with. And here's all of them in my sketchbook. I just stuck them in with some washi tapes. Sometimes they peel off a bit. It's not a very good quality washi tape. The one good thing about this paper that I did the sketches on is that it's very thin, so when you stick it in a notebook, for example, it doesn't bulk up the sketchbook as much as a painting paper would.